When I woke up to the news that Ruth Bader Ginsburg had died, I was beyond devastated. I didn't know how to react. She was my personal hero. I called my Nana because I knew that she would understand how I was feeling, and as soon as she answered the phone, I could hear her crying too. And we just talked for a while about all the different impacts she had on us personally and the United States in general. It was really comforting to realize that my hero would never truly be forgotten because she made such an impact on the United States history. She deserves praise for so many different things, but the main reasons I believe are her perseverance, her fight for gender equality, and the fact that she is a role model for future generations. To begin, her perseverance through multiple different hardships makes it difficult not to believe she deserves to be recognized. According to Nina Zipkin and Heather Elliott, she encountered many hardships and hostile environments from her male-dominated classmates. She was still on the top of her class at Cornell University and Columbia Law School, but when she was at Harvard, she got discriminated against because of the fact that she was a female. There was one classroom for females, and it was in the basement of one of the classrooms. There was only 8 people in her graduating class, and at the beginning of the semester, they were all invited to the dean's house to have dinner. And when they got there, he asked each of them why they thought they should take a spot of a man at Harvard. Ginsburg's reply was that she thought it was important for women to learn the work of their husbands. Her husband was a second-year law student at Harvard, and he ended up getting testicular cancer a couple years after they had started school. And when he did, Ruth had to take care of him as well as do her work and help him with his because he was so bad off it was hard for him to move around and do stuff that he was supposed to. According to History.com, when she graduated and went searching for jobs, she was rejected from 14 different law firms. One of the judges just flat out said that he was not hiring her because she was a woman. Another one's hated the idea of the fact that he would have to filter his language because there would be a woman working, so she was not hired there either. She ended up becoming a professor and teaching the future generations how to fight for inequality instead. Her next step, after teaching for almost 10 years, was to start her own fight for gender equality. As William Adrone explains, it started when Ruth went in front of the Supreme Court and fought against a portion of the Social Security Act. The act had discriminated against men instead of women, actually, which was something unusual, and whenever it came across her desk, she was beyond excited to be able to actually go against it because the court would actually side with someone if it was a man being discriminated against instead of a woman. It granted certain benefits to women whose husbands had died, and it didn't grant those same benefits to men whose wives had died. She ended up winning that battle. And after that case, there were multiple steps Ginsburg took, including writing the Supreme Court's landmark decision that said women could not be refused to be admitted into the Virginia Military Institute. As Amy Campbell states, Ginsburg was the second female on the Supreme Court in 1993, and she advocated for gender equality throughout her entire term. She later, in 1999, she won the American Bar Association Thurgood Marshall's Award because for her contributions to gender equality and civil rights. Mainly, Ginsburg should be praised because she was and continues to be a role model and an inspiration to all the generations that follow her. She helps show people that they don't have to settle for less than amazing in a relationship. Her husband supported her endlessly in her pursuit of justice, and she said that he was the only man who actually cared that she had a brain. She also continuously showed that hard work and getting out of your comfort zone will pay off in the end if you stick with it. According to Elliott, back in the 60s, Ginsburg learned Swedish like it was nothing in order to co-author a study on Swedish civil procedure. While arguing cases, she took her opponent's criticism and turned it into opportunity to make her case argument stronger. And in my opinion, the biggest legacy she left was that you should leave the world a better place than you found it, which she undoubtedly did. So I hope you now truly understand why Ruth Bader Ginsburg deserves praise, even after death. She was a persistent woman who never gave up, despite everything that was thrown at her. She changed the course of her country with her fight for inequality, and after a well-lived life, she left an amazing legacy and inspired so many people to fight for what they believe in.